Welcome to the NASCAR Heat Mobile Cup Series Season 8 Daytona 500. It is time for a brand new season in the NASCAR Heat Mobile Cup Series. Obviously, the series had been gone for a while, but we ran Season 7, and Dark Pumps won the championship in his rookie season. So we don't really have a lot of changes to the roster. So one change is Caterator moved from the 16 to the number 6, and a new rookie driver, ZGW Spike, has moved into the number 16. Another rookie, Dark Wolf, has jumped into the number 10, replacing Death Dealer. And other than that, obviously we have our normal drivers like Stop Motion Bros in the 9 and all that. So 20 laps here today at Daytona. Who is going to win the Daytona 500? Here we go. Stop Motion Bros starting on pole. Here we go. Season 8. And here we go. Green flag is out. Season 8 is underway. Excited to start yet another season of NASCAR Heat Mobile Cup Series racing. Race 1, Daytona International Speedway. The tradition, keeping the season opener at the World Center of Racing. High-speed drafting and immediate pack racing chaos to start the year. This is one of, if not the biggest race of the season. Obviously, Dark Pumps, last season's champion, won this race. This was his first ever start, and he won the biggest race of the season. He started second. We'll see if he can win the Great American Race back-to-back. Who is going to lead lap 1? Stop Motion Bros leads lap 1. There's a little smoke right there. Looks like there might be some contact happening between some of those cars. So Stop Motion Bros, he is looking for his second Daytona 500 win. He won the 500 in Season 6. And he's come close to winning this race multiple times before. You know, the popular Season 1, Race 1 Daytona. He almost won that race. It was a photo finish between me and him, but he couldn't quite get it that day. But he was able to finally get it in Season 6, and along with the 500, he got the championship that season as well. So we'll see who will walk away with the Harley J. Earl trophy here today, as Dark Pumps will take the lead on that outside line. He is looking for back-to-back 500 wins and looking to prove to this field that he is not done. He may have won the championship, but he is trying to get back-to-back championships. He is still trying to prove that he is the best driver out there. If he wins back-to-back 500s, that will be very impressive, as he had a huge line of cars pushing him. I know Trombone Players is in that group. This is Trombone Player's first 500 appearance. I think he started third. So really good qualifying effort from that number 12. Obviously, he missed the Daytona 500 last season because qualifying got rained out. So this is his first 500 start. And Dark Pumps will take the lead. Trombone Players to P2. And if Trombone Players wins this race, what a win that will be. He had 2 wins in his rookie season last season. He won his first career race at Dover, and then he won at Bristol during the playoffs. Obviously, he was a non-playoff contender. But if he can get a good start to the season, that might make him a very big threat for the title. You know, he's good at the smaller racetracks, and next week is Vegas, but after that is Phoenix, a track he almost won at last season. That was kind of his first big showing. He ran second to me. He was closing in. I think he had the faster car, but time was not on his side that day, as Lucas K takes the lead. This is very impressive pack racing right now. We usually don't see this, but Lucas K to the lead. 3 lead changes in the first 5 laps. Lucas K is also a Daytona 500 winner. He won the Season 4 Daytona 500. So a lot of Daytona 500 champions and future Daytona 500 champions running up there towards the front. This is already shaping up to be a really good race. Man, I don't think I've ever seen pack racing like this before. You know, if you've watched the series in the past, if you watched Daytona last season, It was pretty much just between me and Pumps. We kind of pulled away from everybody. But this is really good. As Lucas K is starting to pull away, you see there's lots of packs. These guys are sticking together, pushing each other, and Lucas K leading the way right now. Man, this might go down, if it stays like this might go down as one of the best Daytona 500s in history. I don't know if it'll beat season 1 just because, the first ever race in the series and just the amazing finish we had to that race. I don't know if that will be defeated as the best race, but this is shaping up to be really good here. This already gets me excited for Talladega later in the season. Talladega has always been towards the beginning of the season, but this season, we didn't even have Talladega last season, but it got pushed back towards the end of the season. I think it's towards the end of the regular season. I think it's like race 8 or 9. So we do have Talladega back this season. Very happy to have Dega back, but we got to get through all these other races first before we can get there. And no better way to start than the Daytona 500. As Lucas K continuing to lead. He has the 1 of NASCAR F1 fan, which he was awarded the pole last season for this race. And, man, he should have won a race. He was the only driver in the playoffs who did not win a race all season. He finished second 4 times, I believe. And he just couldn't get a win. But he is up there running second, pushing that 5 car. Then the number 22 of Tyreek Speed, the Season 3 champion. He is looking to get a win. It's been a while. He finished 3rd at Bristol, I think. But other than that, he didn't really show much speed last season. But he's up at the front right now. And then I'm not sure who was in 4th. I'll have to see when they come back around. They should be coming around here soon. Lap 8 out of 20, coming to lap 9. As there's that pack. The 20 of Outsider is running P4. Good run for him. We usually don't see him towards the front in these races. We always usually see the 19, the 11, the 18. But the 20 hasn't really performed that well. It's been up at the front a couple races, but, Outsider, I don't remember really talking about him a whole lot last season, but he's back in the 20 this season. I think this season is probably the least amount of driver changes we have seen, because, I listed all the driver changes we had before this race started. That's it. No driver changes other than those. So everyone was kind of happy to be where they're at. As Tyreek Speed looking for P2, he jumped out of line to try and pass the 1 car. Maybe he's trying to go for the lead. That was the fastest lap of the race so far at a 46.6. So we'll have to see if the pace will pick up if Tyreek Speed can get to the front. He's looking for his first win since Season 3, Race 10 at Kansas. So it's been a while for him. But he also didn't race Season 4 through Season 6. This is only his 3rd full-time season. So he did win the championship in his first full-time season. As here they come. Will he get the lead here? No, he jumps back in line. 10 laps down, 10 laps to go. As you see a huge pack right there. Lap traffic, that's something we got to think about. 10 to go here in the Daytona 500. Lap traffic usually plays a part within the final 5 laps. So we have a couple more laps of safety for these drivers from the lap traffic. But eventually that lap traffic is going to strike. Actually, I don't know. I think that was the tail end of the field right there. And they're still like 20 seconds back from that. I think this pack racing, they haven't really been fast enough to gain on that lap traffic. As I said before, usually in this race we see like 1 or 2 drivers pull away from the pack. Not today. This is amazing pack racing. This is going to get exciting towards the end. And this is a big deal for this series. As I said, I know I say it all the time when we come to these super speedway races, but usually these races are not the most exciting. But today, so far to this point, this has been a very exciting race. Pack racing, 3 lead changes in the first 5 laps? We have never seen that in a race before. So this is a great start to the season. These drivers are going at it. They want to win this Daytona 500, and they're going to do everything they can. As you see that pack of 3, Outsider's not letting him get away. He's kept about an even distance. As you see a pack of 4 cars, I am leading that pack. I have won the Daytona 500 twice. Season 1 and Season 3. I am the only driver who has won multiple Daytona 500s. I am looking for another 500 win. Should have gotten it last season, but my teammate passed me towards the end, but I did lead the most laps during that race. I think that's the second time I've led the most laps in the 500. Leading the most laps in this race is a pretty big accomplishment, but winning it is really what matters. Because I could lead 19 out of 20 laps and still not win. I think that's what happened to Stop Motion Bros in the Season 1 race. He either led 18 laps or 19 laps. There's a gap starting to form. Lucas K, maybe the 1 and the 22 started battling a little bit, and the 5 has been able to pull away a little bit there. Lucas K, trying to become the second driver to win multiple Daytona 500s. He's got to hold off against a very hungry 1 car. He wants to win. He wants to win. He needs to win. Should have won last season. Why not get it done in the first race possible? So, we'll see if he can do it. He's going to need to work with that 22, though. But that 22 is probably thinking for himself. He has no teammates up there. Not even another Ford is up there. So, he's just going to be thinking for himself here. As the 1 of NASCAR F1 fan will take the lead. Lap 15 out of 26 to go. NASCAR F1 fan takes the lead. Now the cards flip here, or the roles switch, however you want to say it. Now the 5 car has to find a way to go offensive. He has been defensive most of this race, but now he has to find a way back around that 1 car. And he doesn't have a lot of time to do it. They're coming to 5 to go. We'll have to see. Can he get help from the 22? I'm sure the 5 does not want to let a Ford win this race. He definitely wants to try and help a Chevy win this race if he can't win it himself. But he can win it himself as the 1 car is starting to pull away. But the 22 is trying to link up with the 5. Was the 5 maybe what was holding the 1 car back? Maybe the 1 car had all that speed and he just couldn't get around. But now that he's gotten around, maybe we'll start to see him pull away. I don't know, though. We'll have to see. This is an awesome series. It's very unique, but if you're really invested in it like I am, obviously the one who films the races and owns the league, it's very interesting. There's lots of storylines to follow, and this is going to be a very big one. If F1 fan can hang on to this win, the 5 and the 22 are trying to draft back up to him. Here comes the 8 of Sugashan up to P5. Maybe he can hook up with the 20 and make something happen here. 4 lead changes so far. That is very impressive. As lap 17 out of 20. Last lap was the fastest lap of the race with a 46.2. So they have been getting faster now that 1 car has taken the lead. This would be a huge win for NASCAR F1 fan. If we go back and look at last season, he was one of the better drivers. It wasn't that he wasn't good enough to win. He just could not find a way around as the 22 and 5 are starting to battle. That's exactly what the 1 car wants to see. He wants to see them start racing it out for that second position because that's going to slow them down. But if we go back and look, F1 fan, he was in position to win so many races. The first one that comes to mind was Martinsville. He was chasing down the 9 car late, could not quite get there. I think he was close enough that he could have bumped him out of the way, but he kept it clean, finished second that day. Then a couple weeks later at Watkins Glen, he led the most laps, took the lead away from SMB late. Well, not late, but kind of in the middle of the race as you get 2 to go in the 500. Tyreek Speed up to P2. You see the 20 and the 8 starting to link up, but running out of time. But yeah, Watkins Glen led the most laps, took the lead from SMB early, but then lost it late to the 23 of Nate, who had an insane run, claiming his first career win that day. Darlington, he was chasing down Dark Pumps late, who had such an amazing car. I didn't think anybody could contend with him, but the one car was closing in late, couldn't get there. And then Kansas, when he needed to win, he was in a must-win situation, came up just short, finishing second to Lucas K. But here he comes. White flag, 1 lap to go in the Daytona 500. And Tyreek and Lucas tried their best to hold off that one car, but they should have won last season, and I'm sure he knows it. That team knows it, he knows it, and he is not going to let his team down here today. It's going to be Trackhouse Racing's second Daytona 500. They won it in Season 5 with NASCAR Fan 05. Down the backstretch for the final time. It's going to be redemption for the number 1 team. After all the heartbreak and close finishes and near wins last season, coming out of Turn 4, it's going to be victory for the number 1 of NASCAR F1 Fan, the biggest race of the season. F1 Fan wins the Daytona 500. Congratulations to NASCAR F1 Fan. Winner at last. Makes up for all the heartbreak from last season and wins the biggest race. Wow. I'm happy for him. He deserved that win. He wrestled it away from those guys and proved that he was the fastest car. Tyreek Speed, good run for him, P2. Lucas, P3. Thought Lucas was going to get it there, but just could not hold off the 1 and the 22. Outsider, good run, P4. And then Sugashan finished second in the championship last season, finishes P5. So that is it for now. Next week will be Las Vegas. And that is it for now. See you guys later. Bye.